Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
Mona Rasoulzadeh joining us, our Reiki master and, of course, owner of Mystical Ray Healing, based out of Vancouver, British Columbia, and working with people worldwide to help them heal in so many different ways. It's always a pleasure to have you here. How's everything?
Great. How are you?
Fantastic. Yeah, really. It's a good Monday. Normally Mondays are like, but
Oh,
today I'm
good.
happy. What about yourself?
I am doing great. I just finished a 4-day water fast, so I'm feeling light,
Oh,
energized, cleansed.
first day is always the hardest, and then it's like,
Oh, yeah.
easy
First
breezy.
day, second day was really hard, and then third day I was like loads of energy, feeling great,
Yep.
really clarity. And then fourth day was awesome, and then it was nice to end it and have some food and celebrate.
Good. Well, welcome back for new timers out there. Tell us a little bit about your company, if you don't mind, and what you
Of
do.
course. My company is Mystical Ray Healing. I focus mostly on Reiki, transformative healing through medicinal um, uses, herbs, anything natural, tarot reading, intuitive reading, astrology reading, and sound healing. So, all natural ways of self-discovery, self-healing, and transformation. I also offer little bits here and there of astrology, birth chart readings, and home cleansing, purifying, working with crystals, all of that good jazz.
Oh, well, thank you. It's a pleasure having you back. And for those listeners out there, want to go check you out. It's Mystical Ray Healing, spelled mystical, Mystical. Ray, spelled Rei, healing, Healing.com. All right. So, what did you have in mind for us today? Please fill us in.
I want to talk about mushrooms and the magic of mushrooms and how we should be incorporating them into our everyday life.
Okay, well, you want to hear something, and you're going to believe me, but I haven't bought mushrooms to cook in like 15 years. And 3 days ago, I went to Costco, and guess what's in my refrigerator? A big pack of mushrooms. Again, I don't know if they're organic, whatever they are. I bought them. And something
Good.
brought me to them. I swear on my mother in heaven. So I have mushrooms in my fridge right now. So this is just
Good.
I love how this connects because I'm excited. I don't know anything about magical mushrooms. But tell me yeah, this is
I'm so
great.
excited because I'm so passionate about mushrooms, not just for the psychedelic uses, which is, yes, it's great.
Hmm.
It does truly expand your consciousness, allows you to tap into other dimensions, realms, levels of consciousness, which I'm very passionate about. But the medicinal use of mushrooms, of eating them. If you look at the history of mushrooms, we basically, as humans, our DNA is very close to mushrooms. So they work with our system and our body in very magical ways. There's truly a reason it's called magic mushrooms. They are for your body medicine in every aspect. In Japan and China, mushrooms have been used instead of chemotherapy for cancer, and it has no side effects. It just has benefits. There's with chemo, all of us know it is truly poisonous to the body. Many patients have a hard time finishing treatment because of the side effects, and like their quality of life really gets taken away. They've been incorporating mushroom
Hmm.
in a long usage with chemotherapy to help with the side effects of nausea, of energy, and of the gut, because mushrooms actually really support the immune system in multiple ways, not of just increasing it, but also decreasing it when you need, because overactive immunity causes immunity problems, and underactive causes illnesses such as sickness, cold, coughs, whatever else. But mushrooms have this weird way of knowing if we need to increase our immunity or decrease it to help our body be able to fight bacteria, to prevent from healthy cells from being damaged. And in cancer, that is what it does. When it's used along chemo, it allows the damaged cells to exit, to die off, but it protects the good cells because chemo
Wow.
kills all of the cells. And that's actually what causes a lot of patients not to be able to make it through treatment. when using reishi, certain types of mushrooms along with chemotherapy, you're actually protecting and supporting your immune system and those
Hmm.
cells that you need to actually rebuild your body, your system, and to be able to be active and have a life.
Wow.
And there's so much to cover on mushrooms, but I am going to cover as much as I can
Well,
today.
can I also do this? What type of mushrooms are we talking about? Do all of them have the same modalities healing, or is there certain mushrooms that we yeah, I'm curious. I don't even know which ones I bought. I don't know if they're portobello or they're baby. Yeah, how do you know which mushroom's good for what?
You don't have to worry. Every mushroom has the same benefits for the human body. If you're eating them, if you're taking them as a microdose, it all has supportive system for the human body. So all of it is good. But the ones that are used in along with cancer and treatment is reishi is a huge one that's used. And the roots of mushrooms, the mycelium, I believe it's called, they grow underneath. They're able to send messages. So when mushrooms are ill or trees are ill, they send messages and healing through their roots and underneath to heal each other. They communicate. It's nature's first internet. It works like a web where it sends out messages, signals, and sort of like a Wi-Fi to allow everybody else in that environment to know it needs help, it's infected, it needs support, and then everything around it sends support through those roots. And mushrooms are just very, very magical. But I mean, it doesn't matter what kind you get for consuming,
Okay,
eating, it's all of them are beneficial,
great.
every single one. So whatever you've got in your fridge, eat and eat plenty of it. It's the one thing I pretty much eat every day.
Uh,
I have been
Raw?
my
Should I be cooking them in some type of oil, balsamic vinegar? How do you, just curious.
so yes, of course. So I would recommend no canola oil ever. Don't
Okay,
ever cook anything with canola oil or vegetable oil or sunflower. Those are the worst kinds of oils to be
okay,
consuming. But coconut oil, it just can't be used in high heat. But
okay,
it you avocado oil is wonderful.
okay.
Olive oil is what
Oh,
I would recommend most for
okay,
cooking. Um, just because it's all very organic, it has lots of benefits, and when heated, it doesn't um, make up some components like coconut oil makes some chemicals that are not great when in
got it.
high heat.
Okay,
Yes. So for microdosing, this is another thing I'm very, very passionate about. I want everyone to sort of open up their minds about mushrooms. So for so long, it's been used as a recreational drug, a party drug, taking lots of it in large amounts, which if you can handle that, great, do it. But microdosing allows you to get just enough of that mushroom in your system, along with other stuff that's healthy for you, to give you a level of understanding that you wouldn't normally have. You see different perspectives, you see different consciousnesses, your heart chakra really expands and opens. You're really able to connect. When you go out in nature, you're able to feel, see, sense everything, as well as if you have depression, anxiety, any sort of mental illness, it's been proven to be able to elevate those symptoms and change those symptoms, especially lion's mane. If you can get your hands on lion's mane, it is so good for the brain, for Alzheimer's, for depression, anything to do with the brain. It truly, truly helps. And it has no side effects. I mean, we live in a world where anything you go to a doctor for, you're prescribed some sort of medication that has a million different side effects. It might help heal one thing, but now you've got this and that as a side effect. Whereas we've got all these herbs and medicine that the earth's provided us that have no side effects except all benefits. And we're not utilizing them in the way that we need to. It's getting much better now. I mean, in Vancouver, Canada, we are able to go to a dispensary and get our hands on mushrooms. I don't know how the US is right now with that. Is that legal there for you
I
guys?
I don't know, to be honest. You mean just marijuana, or
No mushrooms. Like we have
Mushroom,
tea
like,
tree.
no, I don't know anything about like medical. No, I don't know mushrooms. I know nothing. I just know I'm not even in that genre to know, to be honest with you. I know there's medical marijuana is approved, but I don't know about mushrooms.
Well, I love medical marijuana as well. I think that people need to expand their consciousness with herbs from nature, such as mushrooms, acid, and marijuana. But mushrooms is what I'm going to be focusing on mostly today. Um, Psychedelic uses. For anyone looking to truly tap into other dimensions and see the highest level of consciousness, mushrooms is the way to go. If I only recommend that for people which are, they don't have trauma or negative, they're not in a negative state of mind, because if you do take it, it is going to enhance whatever energy and state of mind you are in. But when you're in a positive state of mind and you're in tension, so it's also setting intention with the mushroom. Every time I'm about to go on a journey, I hold my mushroom, I thank it, I set an intention. And when I digest it, that the intention I set is what I experience. So for me, it's always tapping into higher consciousness. And I remember one of the times that I took a larger dose. I've never had a trip like that where I was showing my past life shamanism skills. I tapped into such high dimensions that I couldn't even at the time grasp what was happening. It's like the veils of the entire earth had dropped, and I was just spirit. And it was a profound experience that I will never forget. And it shifted my entire spirituality, my way of thinking, my way of being. And it allowed me to tap into a lot of my powers within one journey, which lasted an hour. So if you're looking to truly transform and figure out what you're made of and what is laying underneath all of that humanness, mushrooms are the way to go. Do
And
you have
let's remind everyone how we can reach out to you at this time. Hold on, let me just do that. Mona, would you mind sharing?
Yes, of course. So mystical ray healing, Mystical, and ray is REI, healing, HEALING.com. That is my website, which has my email, my phone number, and all my services and how you can contact me.
Perfect. Thank you so much. What we're going to do here is take a very quick, short break, and we'll be back with more. Please, we ask you to stay with us and don't go anywhere.
Are you curious about the mysteries of the universe? Do you want to feel more connected to the world, yourself, and others? Are you looking for a peace of mind, a happy heart, a fulfilled soul? If you're looking to better your life, be healthier, and attract more abundance, try Reiki today. I'm Mystical Ray Healing. My mission is to make you the best version of yourself. Check out mysticalrayhealing.com to see all my services.
Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
We are back here with Mystical Ray Healing. Mona joining us today, and we're talking about what we're putting into our bodies. And I know you did your water cleanse, you're feeling great, but the importance of mushrooms I never knew about until today. We're talking all types of mushrooms, right? Whether they're cooked, raw, whatever, but the magical benefits. Let's continue with that.
Yes, all kinds of mushrooms, but specifically reishi, lion's mane, are really, really important. In this world, we do have a lot of people that are dealing with Alzheimer's, dementia, mental health illness is a huge, huge problem right now. And I don't know why this isn't pushed more. Back in the day in Japan and in China, it is still being used as a way to heal people from diseases such as Alzheimer's, cancer, things like that. And in Canada, it's actually being more open now. It's legal. We have dispensaries, and there's more studies being done to support
Mm-hmm.
all of this. And if you want to know more about mushrooms and the history and the magic of it, there is a documentary I would highly, highly recommend everyone to watch. It's called the Fantastic Fungi, and it covers literally everything about mushrooms. The very beginning of mushroom life to the very different ways you can use it, different experiences people have had with mushrooms, psychedelic, medicinal, and just supportive in microdosing. But I myself have seen in my patients, I deal with a lot of people that have cancers, especially as of late, breast cancer, tumors, and gut. This is something I have recommended to every single one of my patients is get on microdosing. Every few days, take a little microdose pill, sit with yourself, go for a walk in nature, connect with the elements that you are made of. We are made of nature. We are one with it. The trees give us oxygen to help us breathe every day. We're made of the soil, the dirt. It's just so important to make that connection with our food, with the elements around us. And unfortunately, we've lost that connection as technology has expanded and grown. Become very disconnected with what is our true nature. Before internet, all of that, I found that people were much more in tune, much more connected. And as lovely as internet is, because right now I wouldn't be here doing this with you without the web, without internet and technology, we do have to find a way of going back to the basics. For thousands of years before Western medicine was up and running, our ancestors only used what was in nature to heal themselves. So that was mushrooms, that was herbs such as lavender, passion flower for sleep, different herbs and medicines. And then Western medicine came along and everything was pills, prescription, fast and quick, just not what we need to be doing right now, because it's not sustainable. It's been proven to actually make us more ill. Everything that truly heals has a million different side effects, and it just covers you at surface level. And this is where energy healing used along with medicinal microdosing can really help people fight and combat a lot of their diseases. The gut is so important. That is where everything is sourced from, is our gut. So if that's not healthy and our immune system is shot, guess what? We're going to attract all kinds of illness and disease into our life. So what, especially Reishi, what it does is truly codes that immune system. It sends messages throughout the body, allowing any negative or damaged cells to exit and reproduce healthy cells in the body. And our immune system, we've got to think, it's killing off cancerous cells every day, every second. It's keeping us alive. So it's so important for us as humans to support it in any way possible. And I want the stigma of psychedelics to sort of be thrown out.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
yeah, everybody thinks of these as
Being
drugs.
such a bad thing. Yeah.
Like, oh, people are high on mushrooms and they've died. Like, well, you got to look at where that person is in their life when taking, how many doses of mushrooms are they taking? What environment are they in? It's not the mushroom, it's the human. You are responsible. You should know your limit and you should know the state that you're in before going on a journey. I wouldn't, if I was in a depressed state of mind and like feeling hell and going through trauma, I wouldn't be like, oh, I'm going to take 5 grams of mushroom and go on a psychedelic journey. No, you might take a microdose so you can ease and elevate that. And microdoses are meant to be taken in small amounts where your body doesn't have psychedelic effects and it's not tripping out and having these crazy thoughts. It's just beneficial for the body and it's healing. And it's the same as taking vitamins for me, you know, you take your vitamin B for energy and for this, vitamin C, vitamin D. Microdosing is literally the same thing. I take it every 3 days because you do need some time in between for it to be effective. You can't take it every day, nor is it recommended to be microdosing every day, but every 3 days. And I've seen people that have been very depressed, a few of my close friends. that used to be very much into drinking alcohol, other substances, that have switched over to microdosing, that they are a completely different person. They are happy, they're enlightened, they can think clearly. The fact is that they are happy. And if you're a happy human, you are a healthy human, because that's where disease is formed, is your immune system believes whatever you tell it. So if you're waking up and being like, oh, I'm always sick, I'm always tired, I feel like crap, guess what your body's going to believe? All of that. You are what you think, you are what you eat, what you believe. Your immune system is made of that. Versus someone who wakes up, and is like, I'm happy to be alive, I'm grateful, I'm feeling great, I'm going to go out in nature and connect. Your body is going to feed off of that positive energy, and your immune system doesn't even really need support. If you know how to build your immune system and you understand energy, you understand how everything works when you're putting it into your body. Same as when they're using it, same as weed. Here, it's very much CBD is used along chemotherapy to elevate the symptoms, to help people go to sleep, to be able to help with pain. And yet, for many years, it was banned and you were not allowed to use it in any sort of thing. You weren't allowed to buy it. There's many people still in jail for smoking weed when it has had no negative side effects. No one's ever died or overdosed on it. No one's ever smoked a lot and be like, oh, I'm going to go kill someone or fight someone. The thing they're guilty of is probably eating too much because they have the munchies. And we need to speak more on these and take away the prejudice behind someone. Oh, they're a stoner. Oh, they do mushrooms. Oh, they do acid. These are old conditionings that
Very
were brought
typical.
up. And many people don't actually dabble in it for that reason, that, oh, I'm a professional working person. I don't want to be looked at as dabbling in this or doing that. When, hey, if it enhances your abilities, it enhances your spirituality, it enhances your benefit of healthiness, why not? For me, before I begin any of my treatments or go into any of my sessions, I always smoke a little weed. I set an intention. I smoke different herbs, but weed is always mixed in there. And sometimes I do microdosing and I have the best readings ever. The cards come alive. I can truly tap into the heart center of my clients. And it's just a different world. There are no veils, there are no restrictions. It truly removes all of that. So you just are. It's like you become all soul, no human, just all heart, all soul, all divinity. And the way you are able to connect with everything around you, that is what's magical. And that's why it's called magic mushrooms. Until you experience it, speaking about it, like I have goosebumps right now. That is how passionate I am about mushrooms.
Wow. Well, I'm excited to open up mine from Costco
Yes,
later now.
if you
For
haven't had
tonight,
them,
I'm going to make it for the kids. Thank you. I mean, it's crazy. We're on the same wavelength. For me not to have mushrooms in years, and all of a sudden buy them, and I'm like, I don't even know how I'm going to cook them. I don't remember, but this is great, Mona.
portobello mushrooms are fantastic for people that can't eat steak. If you cook them, they actually taste like steak. They
Right.
cook like steak, they taste like steak. Lion's mane is another one that's
Oh, I
freaking
never heard of that one. I want to write that down. What is it? Lion's mane?
lion's mane.
Okay.
And there's many things you can do with mushrooms now. So they have the powders. I quit coffee. It was giving me high anxiety and just messing with my system. And I've now switched over to mushroom coffee, which has reishi in it. It has lion's mane in it and a little bit of caffeine and other
Hmm.
components. But I mix it with my milk and water. It tastes delicious, but also it awakens my brain. It stimulates it. It makes it clear. I'm not foggy and I don't crash. That's the best part. After coffee or any sort of caffeine, there is a crash. It's like a sugar high. You come down and then you need more energy. Whereas with mushrooms as a substitute for coffee, you're getting the benefits of the mushrooms in your system, but as a coffee substitute with none of the side effects of crashing. So if you want to get introduced into the mushroom realm, that is a wonderful way of doing it. You can mix it into your smoothies, blend it in. It tastes wonderful. And it's just so, so good for you. If you're truly in tune with your body and you take a moment to listen to its language, to its signs, you would notice the difference within a day or two. I mean, I'm very in touch with my body. The minute it screams at me for doing something wrong, I get it. And the minute it applauds me for doing something good and beneficial, I feel it. So when I switched over from coffee to the mushroom, I was like, wow, this is life-changing. I can drink mushrooms, I can eat mushrooms, I can take mushrooms. Like, my life is revolving around mushrooms. Every day of my life, I'm intaking mushrooms somehow, some way, either by cooking it or drinking it as a coffee or digesting it as a pill in microdose. But people really need to study. There's many different documentaries on YouTube, on everywhere, speaking about this, the history of mushrooms, for how long it's been used as a substitute to heal cancer. And if it has that ability, I'm questioning why in the West we don't do that. And it's just in the East, in Japan and China, that they're doing this. And why we're not offering that sort of treatment here for people who have a hard time with chemotherapy.
Well, thank you so much. We have just, unfortunately, we're out of time. Would you mind sharing how we can reach you? And I know, good conversation.
Yes, you can reach me at 604-789-0256 or go onto my website at Mystical Ray, REI Healing, HEALING.com. All my services, information is all on there.
Well, pleasure today speaking with you. I want to thank you again for being here, okay?
Thank you so much. It's always
Thank you again, Mona. Have a fantastic day. And to all of our listeners and viewers, stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Are you looking for even more of the podcasts and hosts that you love? The Podcast Business News Network is proud to announce that you now have even more ways to listen live. Check out the MyTuner Radio, online radio box, and Simple Radio apps on iOS and Android, or find us online. Search for Business News Network on mytuner-radio.com or search Podcast Business News Network on streama.com and onlineradiobox.com/US. Take your podcast on the go and don't miss a minute of the action.
Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
For nearly 2,000 severely injured veterans, everyday life has become filled with barriers.
Day-to-day simple tasks can become pretty daunting.
I have to carry my chair up 2 flights of steps or have somebody do it for me.
What scares me the most is just the falling.
When I'm struggling with my house, I think, to have that one great barrier just knocked down, I mean, it's crucial.
Home for Our Troops is a wonderful nonprofit that builds a
mortgage-free, fully adaptive, handicap-accessible house. And there's no catch.
It'll be our very first home that we've ever owned. This is a game changer.
This is where your life begins again.
We need you to join us in completing this important mission. Please visit hfotusa.org and help build homes and rebuild lives.
Because of you, everything's going to be okay.